Hi Chris, Glenn from J Kaplan's. Just putting a delivery video together, seeing we can't naturally meet up in person to show you how to use this new truck. Really amazing choice. First thing I'll typically do is pair up your cell phone. So what we'll do is we'll hit tap to connect phone here. At this point you'll go into your Bluetooth settings on your phone. Under other devices, Range Rover Sport will pop up. From there what's going to happen is you'll hit yes on the screen and pair on your phone. And then the next message on your phone will ask if you want to sync up your contacts. You can allow or deny that. Then you'll be all paired up. Once your phone is paired, every time you hit the phone icon here, a keypad is going to pop up. If you want to stream music wirelessly from your cell phone, you hit the radio icon there, or from the home screen. Hit media, go to source, and you would select your Bluetooth device. To save a favorite station, you can hit the star in the top corner there. To tune the stations, you can use the arrows in between the frequency. If we hit the find button here, this is going to show you a full station list available in your area. The keypad will allow you to input a frequency manually. And the guitar will give you genres of radio. So you like rock music, you select rock, and it's going to populate all the stations associated with that genre. This house button here always gets you back to your home screen, where you have your three most used functions: navigation, media, and phone. Before we transition to navigation, if you hit the settings gears here and go to audio settings, here's where you can control your bass, treble, and subwoofer, as well as balance. Navigation is super easy to use. If we hit the 6 squares here in the bottom left corner and you tap anywhere in the search field, what's going to happen is you can just input a destination. It's pretty intuitive, so I'm just going to hit the search bar here, and it's going to populate the most relevant material. Once you see your destination, you select it, and before you hit start, you have a few options. You can save it as a favorite. The P stands for parking. This is going to show available parking destinations closest to your inputted address. Benefit of this is if you're going down to the city, you're not sure where the closest parking facility is, this will allow you to set that as a waypoint. Otherwise, you would just hit start. Now, if you wanted to save your home address, hit those 6 squares again. Go to your destinations and select home, and you fill it out. That's going to take care of navigation, media, and phone. If we swipe over here to your second screen, you have a few different sub-menus. Valet mode allows you to input a PIN number that'll lock down your radio screen as well as your glove boxes. The cameras feature here accesses your 360 camera. So you have a top view, and then if you hit the camera icon, you can select multiple views, up to 2 at one time. So if you wanted to see what was going on in front of you and on the side of you, you could do so, as well as the back. Every time you put the car in reverse, of course the backup camera is going to come on. So pretty handy feature. You'll notice here it has Apple Carplay and Android Auto. When you plug in your smartphone device, if it's an iPhone, it's going to ask you on your phone if you want to allow Apple CarPlay. You can accept or deny that. And then every time you plug your phone in, Apple CarPlay will pop up on your infotainment screen here, allow you to use alternative navigations like Waze and Google Maps. The vehicle will also read out the text messages to you and allow you to respond hands-free. Voice command and contacts are easier accessed through different menus. For example, it would be much easier just to hit your phone icon and select your contacts there. And your voice command button is located on your steering wheel. Web browser is exactly what it is. There's a SIM card in the vehicle that gives you a 3-month trial or 3 GB, whichever comes first, of Wi-Fi. That also allows for connected navigation features, which are free. You don't have to extend your Wi-Fi subscription for navigation features. only if you want to pair your phone to the vehicle's hotspot or other devices to the vehicle's hotspot. If we swipe over here on this last menu, you have a few things going on. Specifically, ambient lighting is really cool. Okay, you can change the color of the lights inside the interior, and you can see right now where those lights shine from. And I'll leave this screen here up for just a moment while we transition to the bottom screen here. Your climate functionality is located on the climate tab. The silhouette here allows you to select where the fan is blowing, be it at the face, at the floor, at the ceiling, or any combination of those three. This sync button here allows your side to dictate the temperature of the whole car. The right bezel here is for your fan speed. Now say you're out of sync, you'll notice the temperature here would be independent from yours. If you then wanted to get back to your fan speed control, just hit the 2 or whatever number it's on, that little fan icon, and then the bezel will switch. But put it on sync for now. If I hit the front here, it allows you to control the rear climate from the front. Now there's a few ways to turn on your heated and cooled seats. You can press the bezel in and turn it left or right. Right is for heated, left is for cooled. Okay, same for the other side. Otherwise, you can hit the seats function here, and when the vehicle is actually running, you can control it where it's heating or cooling. There'll be circles where you can press if you just want it on the lumbar or on the seat or both. You have your heated windshield function here, as well as your rear defroster, timed recirculation, volume for the radio, max AC and max defroster. If I were just to press these, nothing would happen. You'd actually have to press and hold them for that function to actually turn on. It's a highly trafficked area, so they figure you're going to be near that area, you don't want to be accidentally hitting it. If we go here to the vehicle tab, here is your terrain response selector. Right now it's set to auto, so the vehicle will intuitively switch to the appropriate programs. If you were to press this, it'll allow you to then select your own. The far left here is for dynamic mode. It's going to give you the most throttle response. Eco mode dampens your throttle response. Right now we're on comfort. To the right of that is grass, gravel, snow. Beyond that, you have mud ruts, sand, and rock crawl. You notice a few icons here. If we are in dynamic mode, you can hit this little helmet, okay, and adjust your engine dynamics, steering, gear shift ratio, and suspension. You'll also notice this icon here. This allows you to open or close the baffles on the exhaust. If you're not in dynamic mode, you can still control that by just pressing it. When you put it on dynamic mode, the baffles automatically open. The vehicle, when you get to a red light, I'm sure you're familiar with automatic start-stop. This vehicle does have that feature. You can turn it off for the current drive cycle by pressing that there. When you shut the car off, turn it back on, it defaults back on. These two lines here allow you to put your radio on the bottom screen, which is handy if you have your navigation running up here. You don't have to switch back and forth between screens. Down here you have your height adjustment, up and down. Vehicle again has automatic access height, so when you shut the vehicle off and lock it, it automatically drops back down. If you're letting out a passenger, the button in the left here, if you press and hold it, it will lower the vehicle down. You have low mode right here. And to engage low mode, you'd put the car in neutral, select low, and then whatever gear maneuver. Your cup holder here slides forward to reveal more storage here at the bottom. There's also another USB charging point down there. You have a double glove box, so you press the button, top button for the top box, the bottom button for the bottom box. Your parking brake is automatic. Every time you put the car in park by pressing the P, it automatically engages the parking brake. When you put it in driver reverse, it disengages it. If you ever wanted to apply the parking brake permanently, you'd pull up on this lever to disengage, depress the brake, press down on the parking brake. Inside your glove box here, you have your refrigerator. Turn that on, just press that there. 2 USB charging points and a 12-volt outlet. This here is just a plug for that. We transition here to the steering wheel. You have your cruise control functionality with adaptive cruise control. So in order for adaptive cruise control to work, you have to have your lane departure warning on. Once you're up to the desired speed, simply hit set. That's going to capture that speed. The arrows on the left and right allow you to control the distance, the followed distance to the vehicle in front of you. So if you want a shorter gap or a larger gap, you can select those corresponding buttons. Brake pauses cruise control. Resume gets you back up to that last captured speed. Cancel shuts it off completely. This button here is your heated steering wheel. And to the right of this is a cruise control speed limiter. So if you don't want the vehicle to eclipse, say 80 miles an hour, you can set that. Admittedly an underused function, and I'm sure something you're not going to be using on your SVR here. On the right hand side of the wheel, we have your volume controls. This is pretty cool. I'll turn the radio on to give you an example. You can just roll your finger around the perimeter of the circle to raise or lower the volume of the radio. The left and right arrows you'd actually have to press, and those will allow you to seek your favorited stations. The diamond button here is pretty cool. When you press that, you're going to notice this message pop up on your top infotainment screen. It allows you to select a function for that button to complete. So for example, if you wanted to cancel your route guidance, skip to your next audio source, mute your radio, or any one of these functions, when you press that button, it'll perform that function. You also have the opportunity to select another function for it to complete from that same list. For a long press, hold, and then release. So you have a short press and a press, hold, and release. This phone button here will bring up your phone screen. The voice command button will actually allow you to make calls, put in navigational directions, change the radio stations. When you do receive a phone call, you'll notice this white button disappear. A green button will appear, as well as a red button. Green to answer, red to deny. You'll notice your paddle shifters here. Okay. How you can engage your paddle shifters is you'd move your trigger shifter over to the left and then just tap one of them. If you tap it by accident, to get out of paddle shift mode, depress the shifter for a few seconds. It will stay in dynamic mode. Excuse me, it will stay in sport mode and shift normally by itself. On your right stalk here, you have your windshield wipers, which are set to auto. Pull the stalk towards you for front washer fluid. Depress and hold the silver button on the end for rear washer fluid. You can change the intensity of the wipers sensitivity for the sensor. On the right stalk, we have those set to auto. This is spring-loaded, so regardless of where you set it, it snaps back, but it is set to auto right now. The button here on the end of the stalk cycles through your trip odometer. Before the vehicle leaves here, you'll have a full tank of fuel, of course. You'll notice in the right-hand corner, it cycles through the trip odometer. To reset a trip, what you would do is you'd go to, say, trip A. Press and hold the silver button. It resets the trip. To the left here, you have your mirror functionality. Simply hit the left button. Use the joystick to control. Same for the right. If you're going through a car wash or pulling into a tight parking spot, you can press those two mirror icons. That'll fold the mirrors. To unfold, simply press the same button. Window switches, again, just as a reminder, this here is your access mode to let somebody out of the vehicle or lower the vehicle. And this here is for the child safety locks and windows in the back. Memory seating, super easy to use. Simply press the M once you get the vehicle to a comfortable place for yourself. Press the M, let it go, select 1, 2, or 3. That's going to save your seats, your mirrors, as well as your steering wheel. And your steering wheel adjustment here is on the right side of the column, and it's directional, so it telescopes up and down, in and out. There's some additional storage here on the side pockets of the vehicle, kind of hidden there. We transition here, you have your roadside assistance button, as well as emergency SOS with automatic crash detection. This here is for your power shade, and this one here is for your sunroof. To press it down once till you meet resistance, it vents it. Press it down again till you meet resistance, it retracts. You have your Homelink garage door opener system here. Simply use your transponder, press the button, and then press bank 1, 2, or 3 at the same time. This will flash green, and then once it's solid, it means it's paired up. You might need to do that process a few times, depending on your garage door at home. There is a learn button that you may need to press on top of your garage door. Hope this tutorial proves to be informational and get you started. You have my cell phone number. Feel free to reach out anytime. You can always do a FaceTime, or I can send you subsequent videos need be. Truly wishing you the best with your new SVR. Amazing vehicle. I know it'll treat you well. Many safe travels to you. And if you need anything, don't hesitate.